Alright, good morning, guys. Welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. This is the psychiatric self-therapeutic multimedia project for me to solve the problems, challenges, and obstacles in my life, as well as a self-improvement process for me to reach the high goals and ambitions that I've set for myself and those around me. So welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. Again, continuation of two sub-series, TKS version 6, standing for Task Kills Free, as well as the Human Encyclopedia. And those are two, I guess, semantic wordplay things that I use to describe the sub-series that I'm working on. A fusion, a combination of everything all into one to try and get as much stuff done as quickly as possible. I want to say that this is also, again, probably going to be 4 live streams today, but this is the second of 4 live streams, 15 minutes each, separated by a 10-minute gap, back to back. And we are on trying to run through a whole bunch of things from employment, all the different domains of life, again, finance, employment, relationships, disease, health, so on and so forth. Okay, so where did we leave off in the previous live stream is, if you see, take a look, what you see is what you get. Aside from the music, which you see on the very bottom left-hand side, which is copyright-free audio library. On YouTube, you can find, thank you to DJ Freedom for that tune right now, attribution-free music. We also have, in addition to that, however, we also have the ideal music that, if you want, you can just sort of Google up and search up. It's just a Cantonese Wang Fei Hong. So basically a very upbeat martial arts type of music. And that's what I woke up to in the morning. Now, with that being said, or at least that's where I want to move towards. I want to actually bring my mood upbeat so that I can actually get more stuff done, get into a more productive mindset and actually get stuff done, okay? With that being said, we're going to continue off with the task list on the left-hand side. That's where we left off in the previous live stream. So I'm going to pick up the phone right now, turn it to the side here, and now I'm behind the camera so I can see things a little bit more clearly. And we will be moving around very soon, maybe about 5 minutes on the stream. We have a lot of stuff to cover, and so why don't we just get started with that. We left off at number, I believe it was 15. I was talking about in the previous live stream. Again, you can find that on Twitch, YouTube, wherever you're coming from. And even there's a Korean live stream, so 안녕하세요. But basically right here, I said I was planning on sharing one of the things I wanted to do, share this video. You can search up on YouTube, Vox Stoica, 22 Principles, summary, concise summary of Marcus Aurelius's meditations. I want to share that with some of the volunteers I used to volunteer at the hospital, as well as a security guard when I volunteered also at the long-term seniors home, in addition to someone who is I treat as a godmother, as well as a professor that I happen to know through mutual contacts with my guardians who, domestic household issues, but nevertheless, I still have to appreciate them for what they've done. Always express gratitude to your parents. And anyways, the HK, that Hong Kong professor, also who's been to UK as well as to Saskatchewan, right there in Canada. He is also in cognitive science and philosophy, and he loves philosophy, even though his background is like criminal and cognitive psychology. He really loves philosophy, and I think this would be a useful thing for him too. Again, all these people could benefit from something during pandemic situation, would help them to get straight down to the most important things, even though, to be honest, they're all very well aged and have a lot of wisdom under their belt. That being said, moving on, number 16 to 17, we're going to try and cover 16 to 30. Halfway into the stream, we're going to start showing photographs. Actually, at the very bottom here, we're also going to get up and start moving. What you see here is region A. That's the thumbnail of this second live stream. We're also going to be moving over there later on in the stream. And then we're going to start covering some photographs. So that's kind of what to expect in the next 10 minutes or so. So moving on, let's go to 16. Not too much time. Can't waste time here. Dropbox, we have condensed folders. All right. So I separate my Dropbox into maybe 4 different folders. One for business, one for task list, one for like journal, and one for covering all the health and employment and stuff, so on and so forth. I want to combine them again, and I would separate these by month. So the 1 month for a particular topic, I want to combine them all into one. So essentially all 4 folders combined into one, since as a part of the Ahn Rho Project, everything's starting to meld and mix together, just like the sub-series. I can no longer clearly separate them from each other. Everything is intertwined. 17, behavior, cognitive psychology. Stop Oh, that's important. So I started writing these things down just about an hour before I started streaming today. Number 17 means, so let's say I go on to, this is my laptop, right? So on YouTube Studio, I noticed that recently I had a very bad behavior start to develop because I click on YouTube Studio, and first thing that YouTube always does is they show you on your dashboard the metrics. So they say maybe you have 85% increase in viewership or of subscribers. Since I don't give a fuck about that, all right, I just want to improve my content. I just want to improve and grow myself, actually, not so much even about my content. This project is all about covering the good, the bad, and the ugly in me, right? So that I can constantly grow and improve, subjecting myself to open scrutiny from myself so that I constantly grow and change as a person through thousands and then eventually hundreds and thousands of trials. I'm just a human processor. That's the way I look at it. So the point is, it's not helpful for me to constantly see the dashboard and constantly measure the metrics of what goes up and down, because I noticed that a behavior of mine is now I'm starting to get disappointed when I don't increase, which is stupid. That's a negative mindset. So what I do is now I immediately jump into the behavior of clicking studio. I click on YouTube Studio and immediately click content, and it completely, before it loads, it just switches the screen, and I don't know how many people have subbed or whatever, because I don't give a shit about that. And it's not good to focus on that. It's focusing on the processes right now that matters most for me, constantly focusing on improving myself. Next. All right, behavior. That's important. That was really important. It's putting me in a bad mood. That's a bad way. I did not like that about the YouTube Studio thing. But anyways, I know it's very useful. You always have to consider results whenever you're aiming for your goals. Always measure, but still, keep in mind that it should not hold you back. In this case, it was holding me back, so I had to cut off that behavior. All right, number 20. Oh, that's too much. Be more concise. 20. Streamlabs. All right, I'm using a very different app right now to do live streaming. The point is, I also want to try out Streamlabs, and that has to do with the relationships. One of my brother, who was testing that out, he kind of brought me into that. So I need to link Streamlabs with PayPal and that kind of stuff, and kind of get it set up or whatever. Next then would be, I guess, 21 and 22, just for logistical reasons as well as for sustainability reasons. I mean, it's just obvious. You got to put on Patreon and you got to put on Streamlabs in case anyone wants to donate. That's just some very basic stuff. I always neglected that because for the past 2-3 years, I just don't believe my content's worth anything. I mean, I wouldn't watch. I don't think that this is worth any of much value to any other people, because right now it's focused on trying to improve myself. Now, if this is inspirational or motivational to you, then that's great. But at the same time, I myself don't believe that my stuff is at the standards that is worthwhile to other people. That's why I never set it up. But I should stop with that negative talk. And so just get it done. If people donate, that's up to them. If they don't, that's fine, right? But at least set it up. At least set it up. Just get it done. That's just a check mark on the task list. That would be the most important thing. So that's 21, 22. And 22 actually has to do, I talked about this already in the previous live stream, Windows app. So Prism Livestream, which is the software I'm using right now. Point is, they have a Windows app, and I should try experimenting with that. 25 to 30, thank goodness we're reaching that point, almost finished. 25, we're about to get up now. So 25, system task list sync with Dropbox. So I have an Excel spreadsheet with all the task lists I need to do. Tasks from education to finance to employment to business to yada yada, relationships, even daily chores like brushing your goddamn teeth, because it has a time, it takes up your time, and so it's important. And I have some recurring things, so I want to sync up the things that I do on live stream, which I list on Dropbox. That's what you see here on the side, as well as on the left hand side. I want to sync this up and get into the habit of just very quickly copy pasting the most urgent tasks over to my spreadsheet and having them sync between Microsoft Excel and Dropbox, because that way it's a much better way of record keeping everything. You can tell on the left hand side here it's very messy. Okay, next. All right, I want to automate it too. I want to automate it, so I need Excel. It's important. All right, 26, 27. 26 is laundry. We can get up now. We can get up. Good. This is getting boring. 26. I'm going to try to hold the camera a little bit more steady. So 26, the laundry. We got that done here. You can just, no, it's underwear. It's not the most appealing thing. I'm sorry. Here, look at this instead. Work gloves. So it says 3X. That means I covered my workplace stuff. So you can see my work clothing right there in region D4. Right here's G, region G. And so we have the regular clothing plus the outdoor clothing plus the I guess clothes I missed yesterday. I mean, missed about on Monday. I did the laundry then too, but it's like these straps on my hands that I bring to work, you know. But I missed that too. So it's just doing the laundry of a lot of stuff, different areas of life, from workplace to your casual clothes. Yeah, next. Okay, 27, logistics, laundry bag. All right, we move down here. So this is region D1, this is D2, and again, that's D4. So this is D1 right here, right next to it. We have this bag. So I always use these plastic bags, black plastic bags, to put my dirty laundry in. I don't bother putting inside the basket because the basket's only for clean clothing, and you never wash the basket anyway. So I don't want to contaminate it with you know, just mix the dirty with the clean laundry. It doesn't make any sense. So this is going to go to garbage, and what this is important for is it bleeds into 28. So that's going to the garbage, and I've been going minimalist, trying to get rid of as much as I can in my life that I don't need or use. So I'm going to turn to region F right here. This is region F, and basically what I'm going to do is say that there's this kind of bag here. I'm going to try and move the screenshot a little bit to the left. All right, I want to clear this region. Region F needs to get F1, 2, and 3. This is just on top of the shelf. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7 all the way down. But region F1 to 3 here needs to be cleared. You can see a lot of books here, but on top it's a huge mess. And it's a mess of clothing that I wear to work. I want to clean it up. So this is stuff that I have to do in a future live stream, maybe down the road, maybe in the next week or so. But one thing I can do immediately is I can take this black plastic bag, which I used to use to carry a bunch of the stuff from university days, I believe. Some old used clothing, which I have donated to charity already, to Red Cross and Salvation Army, or I plan to at least, because it's down there. It's just because with COVID-19 they won't allow me to. Take this bag, and I'm going to use this for the laundry instead. So I got rid of this laundry, this bag. I'm going to place it here in like B9. That's the location, and this is going to be for garbage, absolute garbage. Next, all right, moving on to 28, 29, and 30. 29, work essentials. I don't know what that is. Oh, right here. So we have this kind of stash of stuff here on the table, and I mentioned, you see these 2 hair ties, just showing that basically it was in region A4. But I'm going to take the card out. This is because I'm an essential worker, and my HR department gave this to all the staff, but I don't really need to use it right now, actually. There's no point because it's not really being enforced, and in fact the police cannot just pull you off and just, you know, check for you. So this card is just in case. So what I'm going to do is put this back in here, region B, put it here instead of A, move it to B. This is all the workplace materials. I'm going to put it here, which again, working protective safety equipment. That's why you see all the stuff there. Next, 30, scissors and clippers. Finally, the list is done. So we're at region A here. We got these scissors and clippers, very basic personal care stuff. I need to cut my hair, and I do cut my hair myself. Have been doing that for the past 4 or 5 years, become more proficient over time, and clip my nails. Just boring shit. All right, moving on. So, okay, like I said, we were moving around the camp. We're past that point where we started to move around the room, and we covered everything on the task list. Now what's important is I need to talk about the photographs, and we will not be able to get through everything, so we'll have to bleed on to the next live stream. What I'm going to do is sit down, get rid of this task list now that's finished. And all right, so what you can see, I'm going to scroll all the way up, come on. Okay, you can see a bunch of food here, so I'm going to try to cover whatever I can in the limited time frame that I have. But I have roughly about 100, at least 300 photographs, and I've selected about 100 of them that I want to cover on stream. So basically, it's a lot of just trying to get rid of storage on my phone, because this is stuff that I want to post over on Yelp or Google Maps, whatever. So we have Wendy's here, and you can see the Wendy's bag as well as Tim Hortons. And again, this is stuff that I purchased after work because I wanted to, the intention was to use it as a protein heavy meal so that I could actually take my supplements, which you see actually on the side right here next to there. So that's that. And actually I only have about 30 seconds left, so I'm going to try to end the stream off. I will say very quickly at the end of the stream, so when I talk about the supplements, this is stuff I used to get rid of. We have to restock this, so I'll cover that in the next live stream. But basically these 2 bottles here need to be they're emptied, so I need to replenish them with these bottoms, the ones on the bottom. Anyways, next live stream. Okay, I'm losing track of myself. See you in 10 minutes.